Hey guys, this is your host Nitin Binhani and a very warm welcome to my startup podcast channel Jazair Audio, where we share real stories with real learnings. So under Jazair Audio, I also have this Startup Guru sub-series wherein these bonus podcasts are auto-generated from the amazing insights shared by many acclaimed experts either on their LinkedIn profile or as a thread on Twitter. So guys, here is our bonus podcast for today.
For some time now, I've been inviting many founders who have voluntarily shared both their failures as well as success mantra on Jazair Audio. So to continue this trend on today's podcast, I'm covering some great insights shared by Hassan Badi on his Twitter account. Hassan's first startup ended up as a failure, while his second startup got acquired by tech giant Snowflake. Here are 12 aspects that Hassan learned through his failure as well as success. 1. Figure out distribution early. Building products is easy, finding distribution is hard. If no one can find your product, no one will care about it. 2. Pick co-founders wisely. Picking the right co-founder is as important as picking the right spouse. You should know each other's fears, motivations, and goals. 3. Be internally driven. Startups are truly stressful, they are not as glamorous as made out to be. You are putting out fires 24/7 in the early years. If you are only motivated by external factors such as money, you will quit when it gets too painful. 4. Learn to master your emotions. Startups are like a roller coaster. Your team or you could fail, but for survival, keep the morale high and move forward. The factors that worked for me are: A. I built a founder tribe for mutual support. B. I had a strong family support. C. Having a therapist during tough times. 5. Razor focus. As an early stage startup, you can go in several directions, or have ton of distractions. Don't go after every shiny object, pick one product focus area, and run rigorous experiments to validate it. 6. Raise money when you can, and not when you need. The best time to raise is when you don't need capital. Nothing makes investors have FOMO for a company that doesn't ask for capital. 7. You cannot build a 10x company without 10x talent. Great businesses are built on great talent. Your early hires lay the foundation of your company. Hiring the wrong people can lead to major issues or failures. Hire slowly, and optimize for hiring the best talent. 8. Only fear things that can kill you. There are a ton of disasters in a startup. As founders, we stress about each and every disaster. I learned this the hard way, that it only exacerbates the problems. So stress only about issues that can kill the company. 9. Don't network just for the sake of it. Develop genuine bonds with investors, future employees, and customers. Your startup's success depends on your ability to building great relationships and opening closed doors. 10. Always ask customers to pay. Your ultimate goal is to generate revenues as well as profits. The only way to do that is if you delight your users by building a compelling product or service. To know if you've succeeded, ask them to pay for it. If your users love you, nothing can stop you from crushing it. 11. Don't take advice from people who haven't built a company. Find folks who've been there and who are 2 steps ahead of you. Learn from their mistakes, as well as wins. 12. To get 100x outcomes, you need to take 10x risks. Most startups fail, thus you need to increase your odds of winning. Develop a culture where everyone feels comfortable taking risks and failing. Embrace failure, and keep iterating till you win.
So, with this, we have reached the end of this podcast. Are you a founder of an early stage startup and looking to raise funding? Get your startup investor ready before even you start pitching to your prospective investors. For know-how, please visit www.jazairo.in. That is www.jasaro.in.
Lastly, I want to thank all the listeners who took their valuable time to listen to this podcast. Keep rocking, be safe, and don't forget to share.